getting up in years now. He's like 13 years old. And he's been in our family a long time. We've created a lot of memories with that dog. And Gus, being the lab he is, he loves to fetch. Labs love to fetch. One of their favorite things in the world is a good old yellow tennis ball. I have a big, huge basket full of tennis balls in my backyard, sits on my back porch. When I get home from work or wherever, I will go out on that back porch and I'll grab one of these shiny yellow tennis balls and I'll start to bounce it. And no matter where Gus is in the backyard, he can hear me bouncing this ball. He can hear a bounce. He will come running, and even now that he's older in years, he still comes running. He's still wagging his tail. He still has those eyes bright, ready to go, because he knows that if I'm doing this, I'm eventually going to throw the ball in the backyard, and he gets to do what he loves to do, run out and fetch the ball. So sure enough, I'll get out there, and I'll get him all excited, and I throw the ball out there, and he runs out there, and he grabs the ball, puts it in his mouth, comes running back. When he gets to me, he does not want to let go of the ball. He's got the ball, now I don't want to let it go. So I have to pry the ball out of his mouth. Finally, when I get it out of his mouth, what's on the ball? Grimy, slobbery, gooey, that. So now I got this slimy stuff on the ball. I'll chuck it back out in the backyard again, and I'll throw it out there where the dirt is, and it rolls in the dirt. What happens to the dirt? It sticks to the ball, right? Do you think Gus cares? Oh, he doesn't care. He goes running out, wham! He'll grab that sucker. It's right in his mouth now, and it's grimy, and it's gucky, and it's dirty, and he comes running back, and he's got this thing in his mouth, and I'll go to the basket, and I'll pull out a new one. So now I got another brand new, shiny, yellow, bouncy tennis ball. And I'm going like this. And Gus looks at me, and he's got the old one in his mouth. He's got his eyes on the new one. He knows I'm going to throw the new one. Which one do you think he wants? He wants the new one. No one likes grimy, dirty stuff. He's got it in his mouth, but he's watching me. Sure enough, I'll throw this one out there. He goes running out there as fast as he can. He'll get right up to it. He gets it. He stops and he looks back at me. Old one in his mouth. Looks back down. Looks at me. Looks back down. Can't figure out how to pick this one up because the old one in his mouth won't let it go. He'll lay down next to the new ball. The game's over. Dang dog. I've been doing that ever since he was 4 years old. Now, why do you suppose I tell you that story? See, all of us have a tendency to get these old, grimy tennis balls lodged up into our brain somewhere that tells us things like we're not good enough, or that we don't deserve it, or that we're not capable, or any of the other grimy, gucky, tennis ball type of stuff you can lodge up into your brain. We get that stuff in there, and then here's what happens. Every once in a while, new possibility shows up in your life. You have a new possibility showing up here right now called send out cards. The greatest in-home business opportunity on the planet. We're going to change the world the next 10 years. Is that a new tennis ball? You have the opportunity to build a thriving network marketing enterprise within the walls of your own home with the greatest mechanism vehicle called send out cards, taking hope and possibility to the world. And I'm here and I'm going to chuck this new ball out there, and you're going to go running out there all excited to grab it. When you get there, you have a challenge because you have old, grimy tennis balls in your brain. It's called stinking thinking. It's called limiting beliefs. And they're lodged up in there. They're stories that you put in your mind. You allowed your circumstance, you allowed your atmosphere, you allowed the people around you to put those stories in there. And now you're going to pick up this new shiny tennis ball, and just like Gus, you're prevented from fully picking it up because you got the old grimy ones in the way. Now, do you want to live life that way? Or do you want to pick up a new tennis ball? No, seriously. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to tell you how we can get Gus to drop the old tennis ball and pick up the new. And you can do the same thing in your life. The only way I can get Gus to drop the old tennis ball is if I took the new one and if I throw it out there over and over and over and over again. He will eventually drop the old one, pick up the new one, and bring it back, game back on again. Bible lesson for you and me. You've got negative stories lodged up in your brain. The best thing to do is write your new ones, just like Jordan recommended. Write your new stories. Write your new I am statements. Make them the most dominant statements you say. Say them to yourself over and over and over again. And that's the only way you're going to drop the old. If you've got a story in your mind that says, I can't afford things, you need to write a new statement that says, I am financially independent and free. Which one would you rather be? Someone who can't afford things or financially independent and free? Which one do you want? That's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? Financial independence is what all of us wanted here. Sit out cards is a way to do that. But let me tell you something. If you write down a statement that says, I am financially independent and free, and then you go on about living your life, saying several times a day, I can't afford this, I'll never be able to get that, I'm not deserving of that, I don't know how to build a thriving business, wah, wah, wah. That old limiting belief will block you from picking up the new statement you just wrote. I promise you this, you are indeed living your most dominant statements. I am statements work like nothing else works. And you are living your most dominant statements. The challenge a lot of people have is they'll write down their positive I am statements, but not realize that in their daily language, they're overriding those statements by stating negative ones too much. The most dominant statements are the ones you manifest. So we're going to go through how to make sure we can drop the old tennis ball and pick up the new one. Y'all want to know how that works? Okay, so we're going to walk through the process of how that works.